killed in Philly. And when I come around that type of shit, I got the resources to do it legally. But when I come around that shit, I'm bulletproofed up. Them sticks you hearing about in raps, they legal. They're around with me in them environments. And I wouldn't have them if I didn't have to have them in those environments. I seen Jay was like, what you got bulletproof for? I'm like, nigga, you Jay-Z. You got twins. You got Beyonce. You live somewhere. I still got to dance amongst the wolves. Yeah, the wolves, because I ain't get that far away. And then I asked him, like, man, when was your last year when niggas was talking about they gonna stop? You know how, like, you're a rapper, you trying to, I posted this. You could be trying to get away from the street, but you always got somebody from the hood that's like, we gonna take something from him. That nigga ain't real. He ain't built like that. Sometimes that was like a big test for me, probably over the last year, just dealing with people like that. Because these guys will almost pull you back into the mentality you was raised off. And even if they gotta sacrifice they self to make you lose, they would do that. And I had to be able to pay attention to that and notice that, like, niggas will sacrifice they self for you to lose, and I don't entertain that no more. I don't want you to be able to control my fate.
That's the crabs in the barrel theory, basically. Why do you think
we call it when we first knew, we call it nigga-itis. That's what we call it. That's what the OGs in jail was calling it. The guys, the real slaves that's locked down for shit they ain't doing, got life sentenced. One guy said, man, it's called nigga-itis because the COs was locking me in a little bit more. They thought I was going to be walking around with my chest out. And I was just quiet. I'm in jail. I'm a millionaire. I don't know nobody here. I'm just quiet. So COs talking to me. I'm confused. I'm in prison. I'm not really interacting with people. So they kind of thought that I was, like, acting higher to them. So it'd be time to lock in. They'd be locking me in a little bit more, or say something to me first, or just going hard on me because I kind of, like, I made it to where I wanted to make it at, and they probably didn't make it to where they wanted to make it in life. So they kind of, like, taking it out on me. So a guy was like, nigga, he said, well, you know what we call that, man? We call that nigga-itis. He said, you know what we call that judge? He said, she infected. She got nigga-itis. That's why she trying to send you to jail like that.
So how do you cure nigga-itis?
I don't know. I ain't no doctor. I don't even know about that type of shit. I know how to make some millions off of rap. I know how to stay alive. If you notice, I'm a millionaire. I just came from the penitentiary. I know how to dance around. I know how to be a likable person, and I don't know how to come up with a situation, a solution to that.
I tried to play it cool, you played me like a fool. I was out here playing you, and I was out here making moves, but I chose you, yeah, I chose you. All that we've been through, how could we ever lose? You the one that hold me down when no one's around. I would call you up, you come around, and you don't come around. You got me feeling stuck, and all I ever do is wonder now. I still don't want no one around, I still don't want no one around. She said I tried to let you go, but I swear it wasn't easy. Said I got nothing but love for you, even when I tell the truth, you don't believe me. all them trials, tribulations, we made it out of them mazes. It's amazing how we did it, ain't it? Ain't it? And I know that them niggas hated, debated, but can't mistake it. This greatness, I came in feeling thankless. I'm the one that made the city famous. They wanna walk in my shoes, them niggas Calvin Cambridge. You niggas booth with them bitter exchanges. Ain't no talking, they gon' shoot when the temperature changes. And if I really tell the truth, we speak similar language. I swear it's Cuban like a noose, but it's beautiful hanging. Ain't it? Funny how them niggas die for this. I'm independent, ain't no percentage and ain't no profit splits. Used to take the metro, now we in Metropolis. This the type of flow they can match it, but ain't no topping this. Oh, the son of Creature, reach out but never reach her. Okay, fuck your feature, mistakes created a creature. Eureka, I come to get everything that I'm due. And after all my labor, I looked up and it was you, my God. I swear I grinded all my life for this. I'm from a place where niggas die for this. That's why I ain't taking hostages. You might be built for a lot of things, but nigga, not for this. I swear I grinded all my life for this. I'm from a place where niggas die for this. And that's why I ain't taking hostages. You might be built for a lot of things, but not for this. Cut the hook, I gotta go off on this beat, bro. Ain't nobody make a billion in them streets, bro. You could be everything that you supposed to be. They still treat you like a pre-roll. Niggas smoke you for free, bro. I don't preach fantasies, not to my young niggas. I'm really from it, so I can tell you what come with it. You go to jail, keep it real, but niggas don't come visit. Stick out your tongue, run your fingers around your gums. Niggas squawk off, humiliation, the police pastime. Boxed off, every day praying that it's your last time. Knocked off, laid in the streets and people gon' pass by. Dropped off, we ain't believe it, he took his last ride. But now we up in heaven, I know that my nigga resting. In retrospect, I'm happy he there instead of here stressing. Sometimes I'm in the mirror and shiver at your reflection. That's why when I do this, I'm just proving you was my blessing. And I reminisce on the times we used to ride. Barely getting by, but somehow we always survive. That's why I stay so humble, I promise I'll never fumble. I refuse to be a loser that's on the block with a bundle. When I swear I grinded all my life for this. I'm from a place where niggas die for this. That's why I ain't taking hostages. You might be built for a lot of things, but nigga, not for this. I swear.
Turn me up a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Look, all the niggas that done fronted, now they all in back of me. I was chasing after money, now the money after me. If I shoot you over cheese, you gon' probably ride on me. I be pressing offense, cause they be all attacking me. I be really in the field, they was trying to tackle me. Sit on fucking Lil Uzi, this a Big Mac on me. I told my girl I fucked that cousin, whole family mad at me. You gon' need a whole lot of rapper weed to rap like me. I walk down just casual, turn into a casualty. Drive through 2 for 25, Hain Street Applebee's. Drop off in the pot, let that candy rock. I be standing over stoves like a Danny Watt. Got a perk phone, juice phone, Zanny block. If it ain't over 10, then we'll rubber band or not. First they hate me, then they love me, you a fan or not. I love my work, air dry, selling fan and pot. I see nothing but gangsters up in here. That's why this Gen 5 plastic like Tupperware. I'm in the county with a dot in my underwear. I turn my trap house to another gear. Everybody going up in here. If you don't smoke crack or shoot dope, you can't come in here. LV bucket wear, LV luggage wear, LV shit, bitch, we can't even fucking hear. I see nothing but dope boys up in here. Young Shark got the ball, I'm a draw all year. Michael Murray and D.O.R. I wear. Hot girls in my face, gotta watch my free. I see nothing but dope boys up in here. Young Shark got the ball, I'm a draw all year. Michael Murray and D.O.R. I wear. Hot girls in my face, gotta watch my free. I see nothing but dope boys up in here. Young Shark got the ball, I'm a draw all year. Michael Murray and D.O.R. I wear. Hot girls in my face, gotta watch my free. I see nothing but dope boys up in here. Young Shark got the ball, I'm a draw all year. Michael Murray and D.O.R. I wear. Hot girls in my face, gotta watch my free.
Yeah, I got bump one more though. Y'all don't mind. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get the yeah, I mean, situation situated. You dig? What up, Polo? What up, Sigma Enigma? I mean, peace of the gods, peace of the earths.
Yeah. Stick around, you gonna see us prosper. We're gonna take it one step at a time. Bando, baby. No, that's the one. Yeah. In the trenches with the dealers and killers, I told the glizzy had to test a couple niggas in order to know with me. I evolved into an icon, crazy not in my right mind. I'm the trenches lifeline, niggas' stories ain't like mine. Before I go inside a provider, hookah and white wine. Ops know my car, so I only drive it at nighttime. Niggas said, Ryder, you're too hot. You went from the trenches, they're pulling off as sprinters from loose spot. Movies on the yacht and your tube socks. Drunk as a boondock. Boy, I can't wait till that new drop. Enjoying this success with my niggas, getting bigger. This two-tone rollie bust down. This not a Richard or 8-piece and money changed me. How you figure? When every time they capture the moment, you win the pitch. Put the stool for 5 hours, drop an EP in 4. Once you put them on, they act like they don't need you no more. Ain't gonna act like I ain't hearing from the people before. I'ma pray for you, I just hope you keep me in yours. Nigga, we was down bad until I even the score. I used to clutch and ask you that if I ain't seen him before. You never seen greatness. How you supposed to prosper when your team hating? In the club with me, niggas thinking I'm a dream chaser. I'm a baller, pass the rock to y'all. I'm a team player. Some don't even qualify to talk about no green paper. Blind to the fact that they never even seen paper. Fell back off the perks and that shit turned me to a lean patient. Once my brother showed your true colors, you did me a favor. Real nigga to the day I die. I'ma keep it gangsta. Hopping off the jet with the waiters. Shit is major. My old bitch think I'm busting the UE to come and save her. Always knew this shit'd be like this. Never later. I'm old school like Chirp Boost Mobiles in the pager. Richard Poe. We ain't going out like Richard Poe. My niggas know. Said that boy that got a different glow. Them bitches dope. Yeah, I'm Louis V from head to toe. I'm getting dope. Shout out here to let some niggas go. Yeah. Shout out here to let some niggas go.
All right, now we can kind of get things, started up, man. I tried to play some tunes, you know. Definitely, so you can find those artists, tune into that, just, representing the movement. Shout out to the people that's in here. Shout out to Don Popo. Shout out to, Sigma Enigma. Shout out to Absalom. Shout out to my, my doggy, Polo. Always around, Didn't get a chance to, drop the usual lives like, 3 or 4 times in a week, Got a few things that, I gotta make sure, is moving, the right way. Gotta be, mindful of your investments. I like to be, hands-on with the project as well as, eyes on, the project, making sure that, everything comes back correctly. With that could be tiresome, because nobody's going to take your money as serious as you take your money. And you got to really, inject that idea, really not so much stress the importance, but make the importance of how important your money is to you, you know. Shout out to Own P, man. Really kind of like grew me into the starting point of, seeing that as like oxygen, you know. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I'd rather be, laid out, riddled, with bullets, than to be, broke. That's just speaking in hypotheticals, but, just making the case in point, no pun intended. I can't do the broke shit, you know. Now, what is that never broke again, mentality or spirit, really derived from? Now I understand that this is like this environment is not really used to, somebody like me, because, in this space, you know, in the manosphere, it's really the average guy, you know. The average guy is the hero here, you know. And what the average guy is someone that's, struggling, struggling with their identity, struggling financially, struggling, you know, I was about to say that, but you know what? Because this new thing that they have going on. As I said, everything changes every 10 years. So you have to be mindful of that. The game changes every 10 years. There's like guys that sit there and brag about having younger women, like look at have younger women, older women. Um, the only difference between that is baggage. It's more or less. You know, you got perky titties, you got saggy titties, you got baggage, and you got just youthful arrogance. Which one do you want to deal with, youthful arrogance or baggage? You know, it's a lot of idiocy. In both, a lot of gaps. In between. But just to give you my way of doing things, versus everybody else's, and maybe this can help you or not help you out. Really, either way, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to just say it anyway. You know, most people struggle, or I say most guys struggle with giving, women, not giving women second chances, right? I struggle with giving you a chance. Period. You know, it's like how you get that text. It says like I was thinking about you, or I was thinking you weren't thinking about me. You weren't thinking, because if you were thinking or thinking about me, right, you would have known that this reach back, this Odell Beckham shit, right, it's not gonna work for me. You know, you have your reasons for coming, and you have your reasons for going. I mean, that's the way I look at things. You know, but as soon as you go, you know, I'm shutting the screen door and the heavy door. Unless you present things in a different way, because now it's I'm gonna hold you to the fire. You can't dance around things. I'm not gonna play subtle ball. You're gonna set it up from set up the alley for me to you know to dunk. Nah, it ain't gonna work that way. Now, do I go through what the guys go through? Nah, not in entirety, but I go through some shit. You know, through the interactions. With women and stuff like that. Man, it's just like it's a numbers game. The reason why a guy can be butthurt, like, oh, she flaked on me, oh, she ghosted on me, or whatever like that. You know, I mean, has that shit happened to me? Yeah, but the thing is, as I said before, it's a numbers game. You know, you break it down, right? You really pull one in from every 10. Law of averages. Get to the 10, you grab like 7, right? 7. No, actually 7 of them are actually duds, and it just breaks down to the 3, then the 2. It's either she said some shit she didn't really fucking like. We said some shit that was pretty strong and she really didn't like. Then it's that one, and it kind of somewhat sticks, or it could really stick. But you just keep it going. It's not like you got to go out and set yourself up to go to like a pub or strip club or anywhere. It's just like you know how to talk, right? I mean, what you do for a living? You know how to fucking talk or open your mouth. You know, either explain what product you're selling if you're in sales, or just just speak. Period. People have a problem with saying what's really on their fucking mind. I don't. That's why I'm not saying shit to impress women. I really don't even think about impressing a woman, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna be honest with you, are there hidden variables? There are hidden variables. There's hidden variables and there's obvious variables. You know, you have the looks component. You know, that sets in, but it's like I don't really think about my looks. I don't really think about that shit. I don't think about looks. I don't think about what I have going on, whatever like that. It's just, you know, I'm in the moment. I'm just gonna just say what the fuck I want to say. You know, my dad used to get me like, yo, why you just be shit testing? Why not? Why not? What's going on, Magnum Logic? How you living? All right, so it's good, brother. Glad I can catch it live, but you did say that, my niggas. Yo, it's not really hard. Like guys make this shit out to be like it's like advanced trick. It's not advanced trick. It's just going up and speaking. You know, a closed mouth don't get fucked. Like I don't understand this whole thing where you gotta sit here and wait and I gotta put this outfit on, act like this, and wait for a motherfucking bitch to come, you know, talk to me. You know, I don't know, man. You know, I just know if you don't get to something that you want, you ain't gonna get paid. You know, if you ain't getting to that woman that you want, then you know what I mean. You said like you gotta set the rates. You ain't really fucking setting the rates. Like she ain't setting the rates. Then you ain't really confident about your conversation. You ain't really confident about who you fuck, who you are and what you represent. What you really, are about. I don't get all these technicalities, like where everything that is said on here. Unfortunately, it's not really what plays out in the real world. You know, this is a guy that doesn't really pay to play. There's guys that pay to play, but they ain't really no suckers. I know if not being suckers, it's just like, look, man, I want to fuck this girl. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You want to fuck the girl. You know what I'm saying? And can you? Every guy, doesn't really have like the personality, or is not oozing with charisma, or sense of humor, or wit. He's got to work with what he's got. If he's got to stand on his wallet, then let him stand on his wallet. You know, if you got to lead that way, then let him lead that way. You know, I got a wallet, but I ain't I'm not leading with that shit. That shit is for me. What I'm gonna lead with is my conversation, and I'm gonna basically hold that, to a minimum. Meaning, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. You know, concise and direct. I play direct ball. You want to play subtle and nuance, all that dumb shit. Like, nah. If I want something, I want something. You know, if you don't want me to want you, then fuck away from me. Life is too short to be having somebody play you like a fucking game. Okay. You know, now we are. At the end of the day, every man, when it comes down to, we do anything for a good time, and women do anything for their survival. Let's just be real. It's all a bartering system. It's either you got the cash or you really have the wisdom. You know, what are they after? Why do you think a pimp? They cling to that. I don't glorify the pimp. I glorify me. You know, the man that I am. Before you do anything, you gotta be a man first. So I've always stated, you get into anything, you have to be a man first. You know, that's the way it goes. So Ice motherfucking Tiz, Nana, some motherfucker Luke from Mozilla. Was a yeah. I like that. I don't know. I'm trying to, you know, process that. That was some fly shit. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, you know, I be right to the point with this shit. You know, life is too short to be like, oh, I don't know, or playing subtleties and shit. I don't do subtleties, man. You know, if I like ass, I like ass. If I don't like ass, I don't like ass. You know, maybe it's those variables. But fuck the variables, man. What about just, you know, leading with your nuts and just having it your way? You know, most men are scared to just have it their way. You know, you look at that video where it was one guy that just described it. It popped up my news feed where he had Tiana Trump, right? He's taking her in the back seat and shit. He's all scared, nervous and shit. This is a porno star experience. You know, he can't deal with no hoe. Niggas ain't used to no hoes. You got 1 million subscribers and you ain't used to no hoes. Weird ass motherfucker. I like me a real hoe. Shout out to Tiana Trump. You know, she gets paid. A real hoe gets paid. You know, gets compensated. So you can't sit there and call a square bitch that goes to work every day. You know, struggles, pays bills just like you, just average, just like you. A hoe. A hoe gets paid. You know, a hoe ain't on the clock. I mean, I don't know. He said it all boils down to getting over your anxiety. Exactly, man. Because that's what these whole interactions are basically. Is, you know, your anxiety versus her anxiety. You know, you do some goofy shit, you jump out, you say something stupid, then you're backtracking. You know, your text messages and all this other little shit. You know, are you something that just really calm the nerves, man? I mean, it got it just really calms the nerves. You know, as I said before, you know, a man is really within his own purity. It's like aloe. You know, what does the aloe do to, you know, to, to wounds or nervousness, man? You know, did you take the woman away from her environment, from your conversation? Just talking to her. It's not like you got to say all this deep shit and da da da. I can sit there and have a regular conversation. I can sit here and talk about the New York Knicks and just the way I discuss it. You know, she connects with the basketball or not. You know, she doesn't really know basketball. She'll know it. She'll know what I'm talking about. If she doesn't know what I'm talking about, she'll get to know what I'm talking about because I make it intriguing. The reason why I make it intriguing is because this is what the fuck I'm going to do anyway. You know, I was going to have this conversation anyway with you or someone else. You know, that's my attitude. I mean, that's the way it works for me. How about y'all? You don't really need to listen to a million motherfuckers on here telling you this advice. You gotta be like this. You gotta be clean. You gotta be this. You know, I'll sit there and tell you one thing that a lot of these, you know, a lot of these niggas ain't gonna really agree with. You know, I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, it really works. I'm telling you what works for you and what really works. I'm breaking down that. What you need for you and what you need to basically discuss. You know, what you need for you is far different from what you need to discuss. Okay? You know, you want to be able to be in a position to where as though you can. It doesn't mean you don't have to. You know, I can buy this, but I don't need to. I can change your circumstances. I don't need to. That's beautiful. Yeah, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, Mike? Sorry to, it's raining. I was actually, it actually dampened more than, my plans. But, even with this little situation, you know, we get, the signals right, you know. But anyways, man, and and people, I understand this. When you put out a certain order, I'm only going to speak on, my experience. When I say like, oh, I don't really have those same issues that, that maybe you might have. you know, I'm not really kicking sand in your eye. It may feel that way, but it's not. I can't really relate to that. I'm not really down you for that. But I'm saying, like, look, there's a greater way. You know, I'm not an average guy. I don't struggle with women. I don't struggle with, my identity. I don't struggle with, you know, my inner strength. I don't struggle with my confidence. I don't struggle with my perspective. You know, the only opinion that really matters to me is my own about myself. And, you know, I've already proven myself to myself. And I've proven myself to other people, but more importantly, I've proven myself to myself. You know? Now, if it was up to you, I wouldn't have anything else to prove. If it was up to me, you know, I still, I said I didn't have anything else to prove, but I still have things to, prove to myself. You know, so it's always, you know, about expansion, taking it, you know, further beyond than what you've anticipated, what you expected, you know, and to, feel good to, pass the, you know, the baton. Just want to be in the back, just chilling, just doing my thing. You dig? But anyways, just with women in one aspect, just with life, period. I deal with everything directly. You know, no one can really, you know, define the actual criteria of what being thorough is, except for me. You go back to the previous videos, go back to the previous conversations, and there's no pen or pad. There's no, taking notes from somebody else. There's no, like, looking up to anybody else. I don't look up to anybody, to be perfectly honest with you. There's no one that I really, like, oh, I admire, you know? Because even with, like, my old heads, I don't necessarily even, you know, look up to them. And even back then, I respected them. Now I'm a peer, in a short period of time, you know? That's how you build yourself up. Became a peer in a short period of time, you know? I was called an OG back when I was a young boy. You know, if you've lived, long enough, and strong enough, to, withstand, overstand, and understand the things that, I've been through, then, you not only have a lot to celebrate, but you have a lot to say, you know. I could teach you about a lot of things, but I never came over here to be a teacher, You know, it's kind of like Patrick Beverly. He's not necessarily a point guard. He's just a good ball player, a good defender. You just throw him on the court, play whatever position. You know, he can guard whoever. Not like myself to Patrick Beverly. More like a Michael Jordan. But it's just the nature of the business, right? So it's Bada Bing, right? Club Bada Bing. I actually had to call it Shake Something, but you know, was running around. I actually had some, I ain't gonna get into the details of that shit. I ain't gonna be too, you know, I'm gonna keep it PG. You know, but those that just really be moving around, know that they, pretty much the day in the life. I'm sorry, instead of my words, like, but the day in the life, what takes place. You know, especially if you're counting. Certain things you gotta have for you, and other things you need to basically be made known. Like, you don't need to tell women what you're into, what you're involved. I've done it before. We've all done it before. I mean, the difference is like, I don't give a fuck. But just needless to say, you don't need to do that. What you really need to do is just get the summarize, you know, idea of what is actually taking place. But that's really up to you as far as what you really want. A lot of guys, the reason why they fumble and ghost, I mean, really fumble or experience the ghosting experience with bitches and shit, or just chicks just flaking, whatever like that. It's because they're not really clear about why they're actually talking to the woman in the first place. You know, I mean, why you want to talk to her. Why you're talking to her. Why. What you're expecting. Why don't you just actually have that in a discussion? Stop looking for fancy ways of presenting it. Just tell it like it is. What up, Alonzo? Just tell it like it is, man. But that's mainly the issue. You guys be scared to tell women what it is. What it's hitting for. I mean, a million motherfuckers will tell you the same thing, man. It's just up to you to get it. You know, you can go through Macology and it basically, it's a blueprint. You know, and it's also the father of a lot of people's channels. But that's not a big deal to me. I expect that. You know, I'm the reason for this shit. But you guys need to realize that, you know, in order to become a man, you have to lead and live with, your nuts dragging, from the floor. That's the only way to roll. You have one fucking life. Why are you playing with it? Why are you being a pussy? You know? It's time to capitalize. Get all you can. You know? Stop waiting in line. Fuck is waiting for shit. I'm not waiting for anything. I don't even wait for my fucking coffee or my haircut. Motherfuckers is getting out the chair. I'll never come back again. Not saying you should do that. You don't do that. But just do what you do. Don't do that. you know. But lead with your nuts, you know. Whatever you like, say it. You know, when I interact with women, I let them know what I like. I let them know what I like, you know, conversationally. I let them know what I like sexually, you know. I let them know what kind of meals I like to eat, you know. Especially if, you know, I kick when I let them know as far as, you know, how I like my eggs, you know. If it's not my eggs, you know, it depends on what you deal with. Because I mean, for me personally, you know, I like my cow low and my fish, but you know, with the more, you know, Yankee like female, that, you know, keep it simple. That's how I like my eggs. That's how I like my toast. What kind of toast I like, you know. I could be in the middle of a conversation because I like my coffee. Like, okay, why you just adding this? Okay, well, going to need energy in the morning, right? You know, after I didn't wore your ass out, you know, I'm gonna need some energy in the morning so I can go, you know, handle my handle. And I said this before I even fucked her. Not saying you should do that. You lead with your nuts however you want to lead. You know, I'm balls to the wall. You know, this is what I want to do. I do exactly what the fuck I want to do. You know, people worry about other things. Like, I live my life the way I want to live my life. It's gonna be where it's gonna be. It's gonna end up where it's gonna end up, as it appears. But I know the end game. Do you? Keep that in mind, man. Blessings and peace.